Okay, good morning class. My name is Devanshu and I'm going to be presenting my history presentation today, right now, right here. Next slide. Okay, so what's my question? It's super complicated, JK, it's damn easy. Okay, it's actually what effects did the wars in 1900s have on sports. So as you guys know, in the 1900s, there were a lot of wars and everything. And then I'm going to be discussing how those wars might have impacted the sport. So next slide. So now I'll be talking what my essay is actually about. So my essay is actually about how wars in the 1900s had actually affected the sports that time. You know, at that time, wars actually affected policies, and we already know that. But then one thing we actually turn a blind eye on is how the policies could have actually affected sports itself. And that's one thing which my research essay is going to be discussing about. I'm not only going to be discussing how wars affected sports, I'm also going to be discussing how sports affected wars too. And there'll be going to be a lot of perspectives on different countries such as USA, China, other countries, Korea. Okay, so next slide. My aims and purposes. So first of all, to find out whether the wars had a more detrimental effect than a positive effect, or whether it had a more positive effect than a detrimental effect. My second, to provide a balanced essay, I'm going to be giving the pros and the cons of the effects of wars. Third is to clarify any doubts all of us may have for the effects on sports through wars. Now the last one is to provide efficient explanations for the research, which is kind of expected. Okay, and I'm going to try to prove my thesis. Now you guys might be wondering, Devanshu, where's the thesis? My thesis is actually the next slide. So my thesis is wars are more detrimental, meaning negative, if your English is as bad as mine, on sports rather than a positive one. So now next slide again. Now the key definition is basically what I'm going to be dividing effects of sports into two categories. The first category is going to be the politics and sports, and the second category is going to be wars and sportsmen. Now for politics and sports, what is politics and sports basically? It is politics between countries and how it affected sports among countries, between two countries. Second is how the policy in a country affected sports. Third is going to be how sports affected, how sports itself was affected by, how sports affected policies. Now you might be wondering that, isn't this a completely different question? Actually it's not, because if you look at it, right, when sports affect politics, politics affects sports itself too. Okay, so now next slide. Now you may be confused about that, don't worry, I'll be telling you. Sorry, so chemical error, negative effects, the S. Okay, so now the next is that it actually, this one is basically going to talk about the adverse effects of policies on sports. Then I'm also going to be talking about effects which sports had on politics of a country. And in the essay I'll provide basically three imperative examples which will cover on how, hold on now. I'll be in three examples and which show that how wars had actually affected sports, and one example is going to be on how sports affected politics itself. So my first example is actually football war. Now it's actually a war, okay, yeah, it's football, not soccer, okay. So basically this match was between El Salvador and Honduras, and I would say it is a 10th atmosphere due to the political reasons, and it resulted in a tragedy. So what actually happened was that there was actually an ongoing conflict which was going on between El Salvador and Honduras regarding immigration. At the end, the Honduras country won. Now, an El Salvador woman had actually suicided because the team lost, and she couldn't really see her fatherland, got to the knees. And now this depicts how the sports actually affected the audience of the people watching sports, and sometimes even resulted in death. Now, so many could say that the event could solely be the reason for why the war between two countries actually happened. Why? Due to the crisis between two countries. It was so basically what this thing is trying to talk about is how that the football match was the main reason for why, and the football match and the political reason was the main reason for why she actually suicided. Now, in the media also played a part. They really hyped up this match, and then so after a few weeks later, a war broke out between El Salvador and Honduras, And some saw this match actually the cause of the war, and they tested for the sports being in their respective countries. So from then on, El Salvador and Honduras actually hated football, and that's why they're quite bad at it right now. Next. Okay, now the second example, actually the second and third is going to be on the 1980 and 1984 Olympic boycotts. So in 1980, what actually happened was that people were actually protesting on the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. So basically, Soviet invasion, Soviet is Russia, and they were invading Afghanistan, and USA were the leaders of this boycott. So in total, there were 65 nations who actually refused to take part in the thing, and then only 80 countries sent their athletes to compete. So this is 1980. Then what happened in 1984? Russia did the same thing, and many saw it as a blatant act for revenge or something. So the boycott, so what effect the boycott actually had that the boycott actually ruined the Olympics, almost ruined it, because not many athletes were allowed to actually participate, so the competition wasn't much, and then it would become really boring due to ideological rivalry. So from this example, we can see that politics have adverse effects on sport, such as spoiling a competition or even degrading the popularity of sport in a country. So next. So this is actually my source A. Source A stated that the Olympic deal was to actually place sports over politics, but in reality it didn't really happen much. My source B is basically that the games are held in Russia and there was actually a blatant political act for why Russia actually invaded the US Olympics in 1984. It was a revenge. Okay. So now effects of the boycott, easy. The boycott almost ruined the Olympics. Okay. Yeah. Then not many athletes were actually allowed to participate, so the competition wasn't there, it was very boring, and then due to ideological rivalries. Third, hence from these examples you can actually see that politics had an adverse effect on sports, such as spoiling a competition or degrading the popularity of sport in a country. Now, I forgot to mention one thing. You know the football war, right? As I was telling you guys, when sports affects politics, politics affects sports back. So how sports affected politics was that the football match actually affected the policies in, actually led to war. And then due to this war, people didn't really like that sport anymore, didn't like football anymore. So this actually just shows how sports affected politics, politics affected sports. Next. So now I'm going to be talking about the positive effects. So the positive effects is basically the opposite of the negative effects. It's going to be telling you guys the positive effects and everything. Next. So first is the ping pong diplomacy. Okay, so this one is Nixon. This one is the Ching Ching Mao. Okay, then basically Nixon, right? Richard Nixon, he was the US president in like the 1970s, and he really loved China. He loved Mao. The Chinese government also began to grow the alliance with USA. So like they began to love USA too. So in April 6, 1971, the table tennis tournament happened, ping pong. Okay, and then basically the USA treated Chinese really well, the Chinese players really well, and then the USA was later invited to China for the ping pong diplomacy. So what happened was that the Chu Enlai, the Chinese table tennis player, Chu Enlai, the American visit, he believed that the American visit was a serious diplomatic affair, and then he really designed the stay meticulously. Tension. That's right, pay attention, guys. Okay. So basically, what they did is they visited famous places, and then and for the sake of friendship, do arrange for the Chinese players to actually lose some matches to USA during their stay here. And furthermore, he personally told the guests that the relationship between Sino and USA had actually been fixed. So now, you see, this is a test of ping pong diplomacy. I'm too lazy to read out the source, so I'll just say what it means. It means that there were a lot of changes in US policy towards China after the ping pong diplomacy, and the most important one was that USA forgot the 21-year-old trade embargo against China. And then after this, the Sino-American relationship were much better, but I think now it's not that good, right? Okay, next. So thus we can see how sport actually played a crucial factor in preserving the relationship between countries. And okay, then this one is a flag. Okay, the miracle on ice. Oh, this one is damn cool, you know, it's damn cool. Okay. it's basically right. The USA are the underdogs because they're damn bad at hockey. I mean ice hockey. But then they win Russia. Well, like the world champions. 4-3 in the Olympics of 1980, which was right before the Cold War. What is Cold War? You guys don't know, it's basically a war between USA and Russia. So basically from this, USA actually obtained a boost in confidence after they won this match. Why? Now you might be thinking, how come the confidence boosted when the confidence was actually quite high during that time? Well, honestly, it was not that high. So what did the Miracle on Ice actually do? That USA had won the thing. So basically the confidence boosted and it was a tense atmosphere. Next. So now from the source edge where you can see, right, in previous years it was actually marked with inflation and humiliation for the USA. And they couldn't really get much out of these years. However, after this, immediately after this, it led to USA to actually get back their pride, and everybody was actually proud to be USA. And after the match, everybody was shouting USA, USA, USA. Okay, then the war actually, that's how the sport affected policies. It boosted the confidence. But now, how did the politics or the war affect sports? Basically, you know, like when because like Manchester United very bad team, right? Then the Portsmouth win. So yeah. Okay, so basically like that. So when the underdogs won, right, everybody was like, okay, that's it, man. I'm gonna be an ice hockey player, and that's why everybody wanted to be an ice hockey player. And there's a jump increase of over 100% of ice hockey players. So like if there's 1% who plays ice hockey for USA, we have 100 people wanting to play that. So yeah. So from the American Ice, we can actually see our wars about popularity to sports and how sports actually boosted confidence of many countries and which would lead to many successful years. And next, this last one is the wars and sportsmen. So what is wars and sportsmen? Basically how sportsmen affected wars, wars affected sportsmen, lifestyle of sportsmen change, blah blah blah. The last point, how the sportsmen were treated by the people. So now wars and sportsmen, the negative effects. So basically this one is going to be talking about how sportsmen's life changed the world after wars, how people beated them up, spanked them, and like how sportsmen were negatively treated by the people. Next. So first of all, the Miracle of Ice again! It's again, man. It's again. Okay, basically the Russians lost the match to the USA. As what I told you guys, Russians were the world champions and they lost to a shit team. So what happened? Because of that, the effect on the Russian players, basically the politician wanted to really kill them. And then because it was right before the Cold War, you know, the rivalries were really increasing. And then firstly, due to the rivalry between two countries, USA actually offered something like a prison to Russia to stay for during the matches. And then after that, there's actually one source which I'm giving you guys, which is source D. And basically to show how the politicians wanted to kill people and how Russians would really get beaten up day in day out because of the loss. And like they weren't really treated with respect or anything. And like nobody actually really cared about them. They were monitored on international trips to prevent escape. This is how much the Russian government didn't even trust them just because they lost a match, which, to be honest, actually it was a big deal. So basically what does this do? This affected the players mentally. The players were affected mentally, not only physically by the beating, but mentally. And you know, mentally it's like worse than physically because it really affects the brain and screws around with it. So, then the reaction can, back. Then the reaction, then the reaction can actually be said as overreaction because the war is because it's just a match, man. Like you lose it. You shouldn't really include politics into these wars. Next. So now war also has on the economy of the players. You can see the source. I'm gonna just summarize it because it's getting a bit late. I want Jerome to present today. So basically what happened is that the economy of the country actually left. And now this is the most important thing, okay? The most important thing, the paramount thing in this essay is that most of the players were actually forced by the countries to actually participate in wars. Okay, bang, right? That's surprising, right? Yeah. Okay, so basically this has affected many teams as they have seen so many players departure from the club to the army that even leagues were disbanded, the teams were disbanded. disbanded. It was lost and was never like found again. So those who wouldn't participate in wars were actually seen as weak and were criticized heavily by the public. Next. Now we're talking about the Chinese Cultural Revolution, which I have no idea about, but I think you guys may know about it a bit. So basically, in source F, there's this guy called Okay, basically the table tennis world champion for China. And then during this thing, right, the Chinese government didn't really allow table tennis matches to be took place. Not only table tennis, any sports matches to be took place. And when the he actually protested against the Chinese government that, come on guys, just let us send out for like the next table tennis championship. He was actually got under a lot of pressure under the Red Army, or the Red Guards, sorry, the Red Guards in China. And what happened after this? He actually hung himself. A few-sided man. He gave his life for his country. Okay, so sportsmen were actually drastically affected due to political tensions and blah blah blah. And some beaten and some were even killed, like the Rongguo. Then, so basically the Chinese Cultural Revolution, the Miracle on Ice was the most famous one. There are actually many other examples which were included, but then if I were to state them all, it wouldn't be so good. Okay, the next. Now it's the last one, positive effects. I'm ending it, guys. I'm ending it. Calm down. Calm down. Okay, so basically what is the positive effects? Observe negative effects. Next. So now I know I told you guys the economy actually decreased, right? That was during the war. After the war, it was a bang. Okay? So after the war, the statistics for the development of sports stadium drastically improved, okay? There are actually $1 billion was spent on recreation and sports activities, and like the WPA alone had more than 14,000 sports and recreation projects. And then even the baseball association, the baseball association, what they did was they actually provided unions to the players, and the minimum wage was actually much higher than the average wage at that time.
17 minutes.
So now the popularity of the players also increased because after sports, the soldiers are coming in, the soldiers are bored, the soldiers are fit. Fit people go where? Sports. That's why the sports popularity increased. Next. And then people actually would watch sports. Why? It was a stress reliever. You know, because, okay, this is the main thing. Your soldiers, right, they want to release their stress, right? It's a general fact that they will actually have sex with normal random people. They could rape. And that's why, but the government didn't really want this to happen. So they actually used sports as a stress reliever itself. As you guys may know, sex is a stress reliever. Okay. So the advancement of technology gave way for more viewers for a match, and many new teams were actually formed. This expansion was accompanied by the constructed arenas and stadiums by local governments that should keep or attract sports franchises. Lastly, professional activity became filthy rich, and they were empowered through the unions which protected the rights. Next. Basically, conclusion, what we found out was the impact of wars and sports, the impact of wars and sports, the impact of sports and wars. So basically on this topic, right, I'm going to be trying to prove my thesis. My thesis is that it had a more detrimental effect, and after my first essay drops, I actually found out that it did have a more drastical effect. And if you really want to read more about my thing, which I'd say that you should, that it's good. It's good. Okay. Okay, it's actually quite bad. Okay, but yeah, you guys should try and read it if you want, you can ask me. Okay, and that's it. Thank you guys.
Wow!